What if I told you a single stadium decided the fate of 2 World Cups? In the next minutes, you'll discover how Azteca became the only arena to host 2 finals, and you'll witness the exact moment Maradona's hand changed football forever. The night sky over Mexico City trembled with anticipation as a massive concrete beast rose from the earth, its steel ribs promising a new kind of spectacle. In 1961, under President Adolfo López Mateos, architects Pedro Ramirez Vasquez and Rafael Majares Alcerica drafted a blueprint that would later eclipse every other stadium in the Western Hemisphere. Little did they know that their creation would become the crucible for 2 World Cup crowns and a legend that still haunts the sport. Fast forward to May 29, 1966. The inaugural match roared to life as Club America faced Italy's Torino. A sea of 107,000 fans surged like a living organism, their chants echoing against the newly minted concrete arches. Brazilian striker Arlindo dos Santos netted the first ever goal, a thunderous strike that seemed to christen the stadium with destiny. Just days later, the stadium's modern illumination system flickered to life, casting a neon glow over a night match between Valencia and Necaxa. The first nighttime goal was scored by Honduran Jose Cardona, and the Mexican Roberto Martinez became the first homegrown scorer, sealing a 3-1 victory that proved Azteca could host football under any sky. But the stadium's true destiny waited for the Olympics. In 1968, the world's eyes turned to Mexico City, and Azteca became the stage for the football final, a symbolic moment that announced Latin America's arrival on the global sports map. The altitude, 2,241 meters, added a thin-air challenge that would later become a tactical weapon for visiting teams. The 1970 World Cup arrived, and with it, a Brazilian squad led by Pelé that would forever be called the Dream Team. On June 21st, the final unfolded inside Azteca's walls, and Brazil's 4-1 demolition of Italy cemented the stadium's first claim to fame, the first venue to host a World Cup final. Yet the real drama was brewing in the semifinals. Italy's dramatic 4-3 extra-time victory over West Germany, later dubbed the game of the century, turned Azteca into a theater of miracles. Fans gasped as the match stretched beyond 90 minutes, each goal a pulse-pounding beat in the stadium's heart. The 1970s also saw Azteca host the inaugural Women's World Cup in 1971, a quiet yet revolutionary event that gave voice to female athletes long before the world caught up. Though attendance was modest, the match echoed the stadium's growing role as a platform for breaking barriers. Fast forward to 1986. The stadium was ready for another showdown, but no one could predict the controversy that would erupt. Argentina's Diego Maradona, a 24-year-old phenom, entered the quarterfinal against England with a fire that would ignite a global debate. The first half ended 0-0, tension mounting like a coiled spring. Then, in the 51st minute, Maradona leapt, his left hand brushing the ball past England's goalkeeper. The referee, baffled, allowed the goal. The stadium erupted, but the world was left with a question: was it a miracle or a cheat? That same match produced the goal of the century. Starting from his own half, Maradona weaved past 5 English defenders, sprinting 60 meters before sliding the ball home. The stadium held its breath, then exploded in a roar that still reverberates through Azteca's concrete veins. Argentina went on to win the final against West Germany 3-2, sealing the second World Cup final inside Azteca. The stadium had now achieved an impossible feat, hosting 2 World Cup finals, each defined by a different continent's hero. The world began to call it the Cathedral of Football. The aftermath was electric. Fans worldwide replayed the hand of God and the goal of the century on tiny screens. But inside Azteca, the echo of those moments sparked a cultural shift. The stadium became a pilgrimage site for anyone who believed football could rewrite destiny. Beyond football, Azteca proved its versatility. In 1993, Michael Jackson sold out 5 shows, turning the field into a neon-lit stage for pop royalty. The stadium's acoustics, designed for roaring crowds, now amplified a different kind of thunder. The 2000s brought political rallies, religious conventions, and even NFL games, each event adding layers to Azteca's mythos. Yet the stadium's core identity remained anchored to those 2 World Cup finals, and the legends they birthed. In 2015, a massive renovation plan promised to modernize the arena for its 50th anniversary. Panasonic LED panels replaced aging phosphor screens, and seating was reconfigured, reducing capacity to 81,070 but improving sightlines. The stadium was shedding old skin while keeping its soul. The renovation sparked controversy. A proposed commercial hub, Foro Azteca, was scrapped after public outcry, proving that even a modern megastructure can be humbled by the voices of its city. The stadium's future would be decided by the people who filled its seats. Then came the 2026 FIFA World Cup announcement. Mexico City secured its place as one of 3 host cities, and Azteca was slated to open the tournament with a match between South Africa and Mexico. History was about to repeat itself, this time for a 3rd time. Fans wondered, could Azteca become the first stadium to host 3 World Cup editions? The answer would hinge on whether the venue could balance heritage with the demands of modern football, technology, security, and a global audience. The stadium's altitude, once a challenge, now became a strategic advantage. Teams training at sea level struggled with the thin air, while Mexican players, born to the high-altitude climate, turned it into a home field fortress. The geography itself writes a chapter in every match. As the opening match of 2026 draws near, the stadium's echo chambers are being fitted with cutting-edge sound systems, ensuring that every chant, every gasp, reaches the world in crystal clarity. The old stone walls now whisper through digital veins. The climax arrives. Imagine the 1986 quarterfinal replayed in ultra-high definition, the hand of God flashing across the screen, the crowd's roar captured in 8K. That moment defined Azteca's mythic status, and it's the very reason the stadium will host the 2026 opener. When the whistle blows for the 2026 opener, the world will witness a stadium that has already written 2 chapters of football lore. Azteca will stand as a living museum, where past glories fuel future dreams, reminding us that sport can transcend time. So why does this matter today? Because Azteca proves that architecture, culture, and sport can fuse into a legend that inspires generations. Its walls have heard prayers, chants, and the gasp of a world watching history unfold. That resonance is why we still flock to its seats, whether for football, concerts, or a simple pilgrimage. Did we miss a moment that shaped the Azteca myth? Drop your favorite memory in the comments, smash the like button, and subscribe for more deep dives into the places where history lives. From its daring 1960s blueprint to the hand that changed football forever, Estadio Azteca stands as the only arena to host 2 World Cup finals, a living cathedral where myth and sport intertwine. Its story reminds us that a stadium is more than concrete. It's a heartbeat that still pumps across continents. If you felt the pulse, hit subscribe and join us for the next journey into history's most electrifying sights.